What's up, all you nurture pros? Today I'm going to give you a rundown of how to go into the system and create a proposal or an estimate that you can send out to your clients with a table and a product list. So what you're going to want to do is once you log in, you'll be brought to the Launchpad here. We can come down to the payment section right here. Want to click in there. So in here, you'll have the option for invoices and then documents and contracts. So the documents and contracts, this is where you're going to want to build proposals or estimates that will basically just get a signature from the client with a breakdown of an estimate or a proposal for everything you provide. Invoices will be used for actually collecting payment. So you'll use an invoice to create a breakdown of all the services and goods you're providing and send that to a client, and that will have a button or a link that they can click on to submit payment. Whereas a contract or a document or a contract will just have a field where they can sign it. So if we wanted to go in and create a proposal or an estimate, we'll go into the document and contract section here, and then we have a template right here that we can already use. So we can go ahead and copy that. We'll just clone it. Actually, let's do this. So we'll go into templates. So you'll have your documents and then you'll have your templates, and templates will be the master template that you can use to create multiple proposals and estimates. So we have winning event agreement. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just copy this wedding and event rental agreement just so that we have the heading and the logo already there. Okay, so we are in the template documents and contracts in the template section. We can go ahead and go right here. Oh, will it not let me copy it? So what I can do is just go ahead and use the template. And then once you're in here, it'll create a new proposal. And if we want to change the title up here, we can change this to wedding proposal. Make it a template. And so what we can do is, once we're done, we can convert it to a template. So we'll go ahead and save it there. So we are pretty much copying this other one. So we'll do wedding You can change that if you want to, and then you have all this stuff that we can just delete out of here. Go ahead and delete that. And then we're going to want a table, it looks like. So we can go into the sidebar there and just drag a table over. This one looks like it's so we can add those fields in there. If you want to do an address, And then you can manipulate the cells if you want to. So if I want merge those two cells, we could do that. Then we can just copy that to save us some work and go in and create the next box. Next one's booking email. Plain guest proposal number. If we wanted to, we could add a row below. Add the event date. Start time. End time. Then if you want to change these colors, you can highlight them. And then right here, we can change the background color. So as you can see, we've added all these tables in here. If you want to change the rows, you can, or change the color, you can change the background color, or if you want to toggle the header row, you can toggle that to gray out the top, or a header cell. You can toggle that on and off as well. Just leave all those white. If you want to, you can move these up to the top. And drag them around if you want to, or leave them below. And we'll create, so duplicate that. Can merge the cells. Highlight them, merge cells. Comments. Move that to the center. Have a little text box. Comments go there. So we have the comment section, and then we can duplicate that if we want. Move that below the text box. And come in here and rename that details. Cool. And then under details, we can go to add an element, and we can add our product list in here. Once we have a product list, you can then start to add items if you want to. So you can select an item. You have all these items that you added into the product list. So if we wanted to say we add a Peak Friday, you can go ahead and add item. That'll add that in there. If we wanted to add an upsell or an add-on, we could say chair covers and chair option. We'll add that item too, and then we'll also add in the tables and linens. So there we've added in products, and then that will give us a subtotal. If you want to add a discount, you can choose what kind of percentage discount. You can do a custom dollar amount discount if you want, and that will just apply it to the total. So if we do like a 10% discount, it'll automatically figure that in to the total for us. Put the discount at 0, or we can just delete that. And then if you want to add a tax, what you can do is okay, sometimes you just need to reload the page to get it to work correctly, but you should be able to click on to these, and then there will be an add taxes section there if you want to add a tax on. To create a new tax, we'll make sure to save it there so we have it. We can go back in here. So we'll just be in under our payment section here. If we want to create a new tax, we'll go under the settings and then taxes, and then we can create a new tax. So if we want to add a new tax, we could say credit card. I'll just call it processing fee. And we can say 3.5%. Call this one credit card surcharge. And then we can set it at 3.5%. This will be the description. This will be credit card and you can add a tax ID number if you have one for like your state tax ID number. So there we go. We've added a new tax that we can then go in, look at our documents and contracts. So we have our wedding proposal that we've been working on here. It's still in draft mode. So we're back in our proposal editor here, so we can go and click on. So a lot of times it'll come up in here, and sometimes I'll have to click like off of the element and then click back onto it. Okay, so that's what I do, is usually I'll just have to click add item and then close out of it and then click onto that. And then that under this properties page, then you'll see the option to add your tax right here. So we can add that, we'll have to add that on each item that we do. So we'll add it onto the wedding package we have there, and then we can add it on to the chair covers, and then we can also add it on to the tables, linens, and napkins. And then as you can see, that automatically figures in the tax into the proposal amount. So we've added our items. Click add item, click there to edit it. Sorry. Add item, cancel. Click on that. Sometimes you'll have to open up the side there too. And there we can see, you can also, if you want to edit the amount that you charge, you have your standard pricing that you've set up here, but you can also edit the price right here, or what it displays as. So if you want the price to be 7, you could also even say, change what it says there to 7, or free offer. So you can change the price to say whatever you want it to. And then this will change the actual price right there. If you want to change it to like $8, that would change it right there. Looks like I deleted that one. So you can add a new item as well. If you just want to create a new product that's not already set up in your product, you can just create one here and then save for later use if you want to add a new product into the system and save it in your product section. Add back the item that I had. I think it was, we'll say it's DJMC for intents and purposes. That'll give them the proposal amount. Perfect. So that's how we can add in line items if you wanted it to add to the tally. If we want to add in more details, we could create another table. So we could just go in here and say create a table. And if we wanted to include, say, package inclusion, so if we wanted to do the wedding package, call this, say, Peak Friday. Then we could add our list of inclusions here. And then we can just add a bullet list if we want to. Do an example from this other. So we could do that for all the inclusions, or if you just wanted to do it a single box, you could select both of those and merge the sales, or merge the, cells, merge cells. So we have all the details for the wedding package, and then we could copy that and do this one for all. A la carte. Oops. You can go and select all that, delete it. Here we have, just paste all this a la carte items in there. And you can format it however you choose. Back in, we're just formatting this. Want to see, we can select the cell, split it in two, and then we'll add, you can go and add cells to the bottom, add a row below. And come and take this for hot entrees. And the one below there. Erase it, and then we can add another row below and move this add-on, copy it. Then we'll paste it down here. Oops. So as you can see, it takes a little bit to get it formatted once, but once you start building these and get the template built out, then it just becomes a matter of plug and play. The real brunt of the work is just getting everything formatted to look nice. Go ahead and pause it so you don't. Here we go, checking back in. Look, we've added a few more rows and headers to our table here so we can give a breakdown, a quantity, price, and a total. And I'm gonna add another, so if I wanted to add another row below there, I would just add one like that. Then I can move my next item, which I believe was this one. That is a separate item. So I can paste that there, delete that. Make that bold. So this is actually a discount. So we could do a total of one there. Price. Doesn't say what the discount is here. Okay, so that one said right there, it's free minus 445. Negative 45.00. Add that in there. The buffet was for 55 people here at $3.45 each. I'm sorry about that. It's 28.95 each. This one was the one that was 345. There we go. And the last thing we have here is a cash bar. cash bar per person, have the inclusions. Sometimes this button, the bullet list button doesn't work, so I just use Command Shift 8, and that's a shortcut to create a bullet list. It's Command Shift 8. And then for the cash bar, we have quantity of 1 at 355.00. Copy and paste that into there. There we go. So you can give a breakdown of what's in each package here, and then we can add in the packages or items here. So if we wanted to add an item, we could add it there, and then say like, so we have the wedding package. We could even make the wedding package more like this if we wanted to. Probably the easiest way to do that would just be to go and copy that invoice. So now there's 2 of them. We have all the columns. So we can go copy the wedding package. Copy all of our body content. Put it in there. Then we can add the price. I believe it was $52.95. Then if we want to, we can delete the rest of these columns. So something you can do is just add in in the template, you could add in all of your wedding packages into a table here with all of the inclusions. And then when you go to send it out and you want to mix and match them, you can just go and delete the ones that you don't want to add. So go ahead and delete those columns. Oops. Looks like I deleted the whole thing there by accident. Delete row. Delete row. Delete row. And there we go. We have a wedding package breakdown just like this one. You have wedding package, a la carte items, add everything there with the cost. And then down here, you can add in the total. If you wanted to add in the military discount, you would do that here as well. You could say minus, what was it, 445? $445 discount, and we'll save that. Then you can see that added in there with the discount, and then you can also see the credit surcharge fee that we added in here, which we have to make sure to add to each item. So you can pick and choose which items that those extra fees are added on to if you would like to. Go ahead and save. Always make sure you save your work. Looks like there's just one other disclaimer we need to add down here, so we can go and copy this text field. So let's see, we have two of those wedding packages. We'll delete this other one. There we go. You have the details, wedding package, a la carte items, and then a line by line breakdown with the totals of each item. Go up here and copy my text block. Then I can go and drag it down to the bottom here. And right here, we can go ahead and add our little disclaimer if we need to. Add our little asterisk. Probably need to change this. We'll save. That looks like so then at the bottom, you can also use these merge fields if you want it to dynamically populate into there. So right there, we have the contact name, contact email. You can find these up here in custom values. So this will automatically populate the contact details from the recipient that you choose if you choose contact. So up here, we can choose a recipient to send it to. And so right here we have your lead's name, their email, and then the date. If we wanted to, we could also recreate that and go with the partner's name. Email. So we don't necessarily need the partner's email. I don't really need the contact's email on there either. So name and date, and then we can do the partner's name, which can dynamically populate it. And if you collected that information on the pre-tour survey that gets sent out, that has a custom field that gets filled in for the contact. We can go in here and search partner's first and last name. That will put in the merge field right there, and that should dynamically populate this field right here with the contact's name or partner's name. So I can show you an example of that. Let's see here. Okay, so perfect. I have simulated creating a test lead. We can go test Jane Doe. So we have test Jane. We've added as a recipient, and you can see here that the signature field, we can change that to be signed by yourself or your lead, just like in a DocuSign. And then if we wanted to, we could create a second one of the signature field. So we'll just copy that and move that down here below the partners field. And then if you wanted to add a recipient, you could add your the partner's contact details as a new client. And then you could also get their signature too. So like we would just fill out their name, email, phone number, address if you need to. I'm sure you don't really need that. And that would create a new contact. And you would be able to get a signature from the partner as well if you need to get two signatures, or if you just get one, you can delete this section. So go ahead and add that back. So if we'll preview it, so if you want to preview your contract, you can go click on preview. Go ahead and bring you to what it looks like. All of your breakdowns, and then at the bottom we can see all the total breakdown, the discount added, the credit card surcharge, or the custom tax that we created right here will show up. Have all of our extra disclaimers. And you can see it pre-filled the test Jane Doe, and then in the pre-tour survey, I had it filled out that the partner name was Justin Scruggs. So that can pre-fill there. And then if you wanted to set it up so that the partner could sign it, you would just have to make sure to add another recipient and make sure that the partner is created as a contact in Nurture Pro. That's how we can collect 2 signatures. And another thing as well, if you want to do that, do dynamic population of these fields. So say the client organization, we'll just say client. Well, we can leave it client organization. No, we'll definitely want to just make it client. Because if we do client, then we can go in here and change this to a custom value. Go up here to contact and change it to the contact full name. And so that will then dynamically change that. So maybe the booking contact will be contact name. Oops. If you wanted to do, so if you want to, you can also fill out your contacts, say their general info. You can have the business name and their address, their business address. You can have their date of birth, things like that. And that can all be dynamically filled out in here if you wanted to. So you could go up here and go to contact full address. Then that would dynamically populate their address in there. Blank, we can do the booking email, contact email, guess proposal number could be filled out if you want to, or you can delete that box. This one, if you're booking dates in the wedding calendar, we can also add a contact. Use the preferred wedding date field that gets filled out on the pre-tour survey if this is correct. Then you can just go in and edit any of these fields, and they're just a nice simple template for you to go in and fill in the blanks when you're ready to. So this looks like I'm pretty happy with the template here. If there's any more merge fields, let's see, event name, category. I think all this stuff looks like it could be left the same. If you wanted to, you could also say make this one booking client. Change this one to date. If you want to go to custom values, we can go to right now. Date, month, day, year, and then that will dynamically just populate that for us. 16, that one's change this one to 16 to make everything consistent. All looks good. Yep, so I'm happy with that. So this one is not a template right now, so this one would be just a wedding proposal, but I'm going to go ahead and convert to template. So I'm happy with how this, at any time, if you have a proposal that, so say you create a new proposal for a wedding that you like it and you want to reuse it over and over again, you can easily go in here and go to your documents and contracts, and then we have this wedding proposal we were working on here for Test Jane Doe. You can see the value of the contract as well. And then we can go ahead and convert to a template. Cool. So once we convert to a template, it's added the template on behind there. And save it. And then if you ever need to use it, always leave everything in here the same in the template version. And then when you go to use template, we'll click use template. That'll create a new proposal for us. And then once we have the new proposal, we can go in and change this from template to Jane test Jane Doe proposal. And we can go in here and start editing things or changing the name. So if I want to, we could say there's 550 guests. If you want to use the proposal number, you can use that or not. And then preview it. I need to add my recipient. So we'll see how all these things are blank, all the merge filter blank. And then once I can go and add a recipient, I'll add my test Jane. I can preview it. There we go. Then it dynamically fills in the client name, the email. If I had a preferred wedding date filled out or my address filled out for the contact in the contact section, then they would dynamically be populated there. If not, then you can just go in and manually delete that and then type in whatever you want. We can type in whatever we want there if we wanted to. Then when you're ready, you save it. And then you can download it if you need to, mark it completed if you need to, and then we're just gonna send via email. So this will send it to email, or if you want to text a link, you can just copy this link right here. Go ahead and go over to Test Jane Doe, and then you could just paste it into an SMS if you wanted to. And here's the link, guys. And then send that over. And so we can see here, this sent out our proposal here. Can sign our document there. Here we go. It opens up like a DocuSign document. And then I can go in and sign it. This would be for the partner if they're signing it, and then it would send it to 2 different people. Go ahead and finish. There we go. It says we'll send you an email, a signed copy of or email you a signed copy of the document. And then if we ever need to see it, we can go into our payment section here. Documents and contracts. Once it's sent out, we can see that it's sent out there. Looks like we still have a few there. And then once it's completed, we'll be able to see the completed document right there. And then we also get a confirmation email that the document has been signed. And you can go in and view the document right there. This is the signed document. It has all the details. If you need to, we can view it, or we can just go ahead and download it. If you wanted to, like, say, download it and attach to the client, we could download it there and then go over to our contacts section. So here we have the signed document with the certified timestamp. And if you wanted that to live with the client, we could go ahead and go into, say, our contact right here. Go search for Test Jane. Now that we have a photos and documents section, we can upload a file right here. So I can easily just go to my downloads, drag this proposal, drag it right there, and then save it. And now at any time, even if you're on your phone, you can go in and click on this and view the contractor proposal. And that will just always live with the client. So for quick reference or anytime you need it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I can create more content and training videos, or if you'd like to have me set up new contracts, you can also just pay our team and we'll build out anything you need for you. Great. Have a great day, guys. Bye.